below the age of 6 suggests that compared to a traditional school setting, being outdoors has a good overall impact on the children's physical and mental health and also their learning. Louise Chawla, an environmental psychologist, in a journal article, Bonding with the Natural World, The Roots of Environmental Awareness, talks about preschool children in Sweden and the two kinds of schools they attend. Some children attend schools that Scandinavians call outdoors in all weathers, where the children, either on certain days or all days of the week, spend all their time outside in natural areas, regardless of the weather. Some other children attend traditional schools that have human-built play areas with few trees, and they spend less time outdoors. The children who attended schools with the Outdoors in All Weathers program, in comparison with children in traditional schools, were found to have fewer absences, had a better ability to concentrate, were more imaginative, they played elaborate games, and the stories they invented would follow a link with the previous day. By this, we may deduce that in Montessori primary environments, offering free and frequent interaction with nature during the school day would also benefit the children in similar ways. Judith Cunningham, a Montessori teacher and administrator, in her article From Cosmic Education to Civic Responsibility, says that for elementary children, Montessori's notion of cosmic education came about as a means to help the children understand the interconnectedness of everything in life and to understand the special task of humans to be the stewards of the earth. She talks about how everything in the world, whether it's living or not, has a cosmic task. Water cleanses the carbon dioxide from the air when it rains. Bees, vultures, and even coral polyps have their own cosmic task and inbuilt mechanisms that lead them to do exactly what they need to do to uphold the balance, order, and stability in nature. When the children, in turn, understand their own cosmic task, they understand the order and interconnectedness of life and the earth, and they understand the connections between all subjects in education. They will come to realize that humanity is one. They will feel an appreciation for all the contributions of people through the generations who have helped create our culture. And then for adolescents, Montessori proposed Erdkinder, where she highlights the significance of outdoor engagement for adolescents. Montessori talks about the need for a more experiential, hands-on approach in their education. Gerard Leonard, an elementary trainer, and Phoebe Allen, an elementary teacher, in a journal article titled Experiences in Nature, Resolute Second Plane Directions Towards Erdkinder, they argue that adolescence is a critical phase for children. This phase is marked by a natural inclination to explore the world and seek independence. So Montessori's Erdkinder concept aligns with this developmental stage as it involves moving the classroom to natural settings such as farms or wilderness areas. In these spaces, adolescents understand the importance of agriculture and farming as the basis of civilization. They also gain first-hand knowledge of the geography, sciences, and local conditions required to grow and harvest crops. They also see how to take care for and raise animals and how to sell the produce. This allows adolescents to build a microeconomy, which is at the essence of their studies. So this shift provides adolescents living on farms with opportunities to engage in meaningful real-world activities. This fosters a deeper connection to the environment. The adolescents learn to appreciate the interconnectedness of all living beings, and the importance of ecology and conservation. John McNamara, an experienced Montessori adolescent educator, composed an article titled "How the Montessori Upper Elementary and Adolescent Environment Naturally Integrates Science, Mathematics, Technology, and the Environment." Here he talks about how technology, environmental education, science, and mathematics are seamlessly integrated into these environments. So he gives us an example. He talks about how some children observed that the sunflowers in the garden that were closer in proximity to the greenhouse grew taller than the sunflowers that were further away. So the children set about to study and find reasons for this. McNamara points out that to carry out their studies, the children need the freedom to work outdoors and indoors and the leisure of unhurried, uninterrupted, and unscheduled time. This indicates that freedom and education in nature in Montessori settings may lead to deep comprehension of scientific and mathematical concepts. Montessori educators, McNamara says, in the elementary and adolescent environments, act as guides, helping children explore their interests in the sciences, mathematics, and the environment by encouraging them to ask questions, conduct experiments, and collaborate on projects related to ecological conservation. Rachel Carson, an American biologist and conservationist, authored a book titled "The Sense of Wonder, a Celebration of Nature for Parents and Children." In her book, Carson cautions that merely being outdoors or in contact with nature does not necessarily lead to children caring about nature. The children also benefit from having a role model who mirrors the values and morals of the natural world. This highlights the role of not just Montessori teachers, but also parents and other adults in the child's life who also practice environmental beliefs in their actions. This foundation needs to be initially fostered at a local level with the surroundings and life of the world of the children where they live. At the local level, the children can be directly involved in bringing about changes that have a beneficial impact. Only then can the children believe that what they do can pioneer better environmental practices to deal with environmental problems on a global scale. So there was a study in South Wales by Emily Marchant and her co-writers titled "Curriculum-Based Outdoor Learning for Children Aged 9 to 11, a qualitative analysis of pupils' and teachers' views." The study indicates that although some teachers were initially skeptical of outdoor learning, they experienced increased job satisfaction and well-being when teaching in natural environments. The teachers reported having a deeper understanding of their students and a renewed enthusiasm for teaching. So this illustrates that outdoor education can enhance the teacher-student relationship and alleviate teacher burnout. This brings forth the idea that not only does outdoor learning benefit students or children, but it also positively impacts teachers and adults. In this way, Montessori schools, regardless of where they are situated, need to think about how they serve as spaces where children, teachers, and adults can freely engage with the natural world. We can thereby foster a lifelong connection with the environment and a deeper appreciation for its beauty and significance. We also encounter some obstacles and challenges when implementing biophilia in Montessori environments. Now, I don't have all the solutions. We're just going to look at certain things that could possibly help. Incorporating the concept of biophilia in Montessori environments for different age groups presents certain challenges that may be attributed to a variety of factors. Many experts in all areas talk about the barriers of bringing nature into educational settings. Luke Parker from the University of Kansas and Zaliha Ozgen from Istanbul Okan University broadly deal with some of these limiting factors. Parker, in the article Outdoor Learning, A Pathway to Transformational Learning, or Another Educational Gimmick, and Zaliha, in her paper Nature-Based Education in the Light of Montessori Philosophy, Meaning, Principles, and Practices, they talk about how getting started with outdoor learning programs, especially at the beginning, can be challenging. An obstacle may be the teacher's level of confidence in their outdoor teaching expertise, where they fear losing control or struggle with managing children's behavior outdoors. A lot of times, teachers tend to worry that the children may want to spend all the time outdoors and not work with the didactic materials. Teachers may lack the knowledge, experience, enthusiasm, or engagement in the process. Other limiting factors may include social inequality, understaffing at schools, a restricted budget, limited access to natural outdoor spaces in urban and rural areas, and a lack of awareness of biophilic education. Emily Marchant and her associates, in a research article, Curriculum-Based Outdoor Learning for Children of 9 to 11, a qualitative analysis of pupils' and teachers' views, wrote that while outdoor learning has several advantages, there are practical challenges too. At times, severe weather conditions, like extremes in cold, hot, or wet climates, limits the time that children can spend outside in nature. So all we can do is prepare the children for these conditions. All experts propose solutions from the clash between urban and rural values to include children from all parts of society. They emphasize the importance of integrating nature-based learning activities initially in early childhood settings. And this helps to build this foundation and which will carry forward to subsequent environments. They suggest working with the local community where one is situated to ensure that natural spaces in the environments are offered to children. There is no single solution proposed, but that solutions need to be crafted within the limitations and challenges faced by the community. It is therefore essential for each individual to recognize their own challenges and actively work to address them. We come to considerations in our conclusion. As we reflect on our relationship with the natural world and its implications, it is clear that a harmonious coexistence with nature is essential for the well-being of both humanity and the planet. We need to take our biophilic nature into consideration and make nature more accessible to children. Thus, acknowledging the origin and relationship between human beings and the natural world becomes increasingly important. The legacy of Maria Montessori provides a strong foundation for the modern movement to integrate nature into education. Her teachings emphasize the child's connection to their environment. They emphasize the importance of nurturing a child's natural development and the child's innate curiosity about the world. As we grow in our understanding of Montessori's principles and her pedagogy, her insights continue to inspire us to integrate nature into our teaching methods, thus promoting holistic child development. I'd like to end with a quote by Montessori. She writes in her book, From Childhood to Adolescence. She says, "There is no description, no image in any book that is capable of replacing the sight of real trees, and all the life to be found around them in a real forest. Something emanates from those trees which speaks to the soul, something no book, no museum is capable of giving. The wood reveals that it is not only the trees that exist, but a whole interrelated collection of lives. And this earth, this climate, this cosmic power are necessary for the development of all these lives. The myriads of lives around the trees, the majesty, the variety are things one must hunt for and which no one can bring into the school. Thank you for giving me your time.
Thank you, Tania, for helping us understand the beautiful term biophilia and drawing our attention to the innate relationship and love that we as human beings have with nature. It helped us realize that we have forgotten what it is to live in nature, being a part of it, and it wants us to go back to nature to change our lifestyles, which would allow us to live in harmony with nature and ourselves and to maintain this fragile balance. We need to become aware that we need to create a space which is diverse, where children can interact with nature, helping them to become responsible citizens. And our role is pivotal in helping children reach there. Thank you once again. As we move along in our day, we are going to have a quick break and we are going to come back at 10:15. But before we go, I would like to quickly draw your attention to the fact that we have a beautiful collection of Mr. A.M. Houston's collection of the lectures that he has written while he worked with Dr. Montessori and while he worked in India. It's available at the Coral Bookstore. It's called Foundation to Pedagogy, and it's an IMF publication, and it's going, the good news is that it's going for 50% discount. So please make your way there and avail of this discount. Look at the book. It has some fabulous lectures by Mr. A.M. Houston. Thank you so much. We'll have a tea break and we'll come back at 10:15. All trainers, all AMI trainers from all over the world, all auxiliary trainers, associate trainers, trainers in training, please can you all make your way to the stage for a picture.